We'd like to invite you on a tour of the Loyalhanna Watershed Farm and YMCA demo gardens of Ligonier. There are 3 major demo gardens surrounding the Loyalhanna Watershed Farm: the Ligonier Country Market Pollinator-Friendly Garden with Children's Garden, the Ligonier Community Garden Insectary Borders with Welcome Garden, and the Loyalhanna Watershed Kitchen Garden. This is our Ligonier Country Market Garden, the patio that they can take a seat and relax in the garden. We have some raised beds here that planted a lot by Wilma Light and maintained by Wilma and her crew. So we work pretty hard on these because nature wants to always keep trying to get the upper hand. Here are some recent photos of the area surrounding the patio. This photo, taken at the end of last year, is an example of the beautiful but wild chaos that can occur by the end of fall. There are daylilies, New York ironweed, Joe Pye weed, yellow wingstem that are all beautiful in their own right, but they are hard to manage by this time of the year. A small crew of Westmoreland County Master Gardeners, under the direction of longtime Master Gardener Wilma Light, start in the spring to clean up this garden. Susan, our newest Master Gardener, and I just want her in front of this area because it was full of lilies, and she worked hard getting these lilies out, and then she got a reward by taking them home. So because she did that, Wilma and her crew were able to plant these beautiful plants from the Master Gardener sale and other places. So, Susan, tell your fellow Master Gardeners how rewarding this is for them.
Yes, well, this was my first experience volunteering after our training program, and everybody at the Ligonier Gardens welcomed me in and put me right to work. So I ended up digging out the lilies 3 separate times, maybe a total of 10 hours altogether. But the great thing about it is we made a lot of room for the new plants, and I was also able to take a lot of the lilies home and do my own planting at home. So nothing goes to waste at our gardens here.
Throughout the summer, the invasive non-natives like Japanese knotweed try to win back the area. Here is Deb Christopher, Master Gardener, showing us how to remove Japanese knotweed this time of the year.
The only thing you can do at this time of year is to cut it off at the base, right above the soil, and remove it. So it's a constant battle, but that's often what we're doing over here.
A necessary type of chore that once you recognize the leaves of this Japanese knotweed.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, yes.
So that's one of the things we do.
And it grows back, and it's going to continue to grow back because it has these rhizomes that are just under the ground. So it's a constant battle. Deb's attempting it. Now, right to the right of Deb is a native plant. Japanese knotweed is not. We want to get rid of all of it, but this plant, tall, green, luscious plant to the right is called a cup plant. It has really pretty yellow flowers, and it's going to be blooming later on in the summer. However, it seeds so well that it, even as a native, it takes over. We call that aggressive, not invasive. So we are constantly also taking this plant down, pulling it out by the roots if we can in the spring, digging it out, cutting it out, because it does tend to take over this garden too. This is a cup plant. And the reason why it's a cup plant, and Wilma, our leader, has told us this, is because just like this one, it is holding water for birds and insects to sip from. And boy, they need that now. Now, we always use a wheelbarrow to take all our weedings in to the dumping place, but this was a large amount, so Deb put it in the back of her car this day. Another necessary volunteer activity is watering the gardens. Luckily, there are water sources for us to use and hoses. A short walk from the patio garden area is the Ligonier Country Market Children's Garden. Master Gardener Judy Ridgway describes the Children's Garden of 2020, a garden usually planted by the children attending the Ligonier Country Market on a special featured day.
It's beautiful, and people come here and they sit and they take a break and they sip water and they walk through the gardens and they ask questions, especially on the days when we have a tent and all our master gardeners are here and we're handing out information. It's a really fun time, and it's something you would really like to volunteer for. I enjoy it. It's fun. We've got it all fenced in. Country Market has done this for us to keep it safer for the children. And when it's ongoing, which it isn't right now because of COVID-19, they have little tiny child-sized picnic tables that sit here. Then we have over here our veggie gardens, and Patty and Wilma put up this brand new trellis that goes all the way around, and they've planted squash and other climbing vines all through here that will eventually climb over top of this, and then the children can go through here. It should be a lot of fun. Through the trellis for you, we have little stepping stones in here. We've got blue borage blooming. It's beautiful. We have stepping stones that surround it, and back here we have a new garden. It's a sensory garden in here, and I believe we've got another sensory garden on the other side as well. Over here on this side, we've got a huge asparagus plant, which has gone to seed, of course, and we've got tons of common milkweed and swamp milkweed in here to attract all the monarchs. These two beds are being planted by Master Gardener Barley Ross. She couldn't be here tonight to talk about these. She's on vacation. And all of the food that's in these two beds is going to be donated to the Ligonier Food Bank. And Susan Ryan, our newest member here to the community that's a Master Gardener, is going to tell you all about it.
Hi everybody. This year we've decided to partner with the food bank, and the local food bank is at Holy Trinity Church on the third Friday of every month, and we pick the produce right from the garden and take it right over, and they prepare it and package it for people who are going to be visiting the food bank on Saturdays.
Garden. Well, there's a few other goodies in here too. Some calla lilies and things, but we grow a lot of pumpkins, and in a normal year, towards the end of the growing season, we'll have an event here at the market, and the children will paint pumpkins, and it's one of their favorite things to do. They just love it. So we grow a lot of our own pumpkins for that purpose.
We wanted to show the children to think about their senses. So we have planted plants that have amazing smells. We have plants that are fun to touch. We have plants that are good for sight, for colors. And so we just want to get kids, especially young ones, to think about their surroundings. Sound, they can hear the birds, they can hear the bees when they're buzzing, and if we can get people, children especially, to appreciate our garden helpers, we can hopefully get them to do things that support them.
Spring cleanup needs done for the children's garden too. This year, several new raised beds were put in, including the pumpkin patch and a new milkweed variety bed. The Ligonier Country Market is a site for the Master Gardeners special feature booths, usually one per month during market season. The first special feature is the children's planting of the garden by the children attending the Ligonier Country Market that day. Here are some photos of the event in 2019. Another special feature in 2019 covered bluebird education, since there is an extensive bluebird trail in the Loyalhanna Watershed area, and the Pollinator Palooza kickoff. The Pollinator Palooza was a chance to invite the public to visit 17 public gardens of Westmoreland County over the summer, documenting their visit with a photo at each garden's special Westmoreland Pollinator Partner sign. We had plant giveaways, special events, education, and activities throughout the summer. It was so much fun. We're going to miss it this year. Another special feature involved a painted lady butterfly and monarch butterfly released for that day's Ligonier Country Market attendees, with educational materials displayed for the public to read. It was a wild day. Surprisingly, no butterflies were harmed that day. The last special feature and the last day of the Ligonier Country Market season is always the pumpkin painting event. The pumpkins planted by the children are harvested and painted by the children that attend that day. As with every special feature, Master Gardeners' educational booth is manned for all gardening questions. A short walk or drive out of the Ligonier Country Market area and down the road to the right is a Ligonier Community Garden and Insectary Borders. The Welcome Garden greets you first. This garden was completely redone this spring by Wilma and crew.
Here's, we want to show people again how important it is to have plants spring through fall. So we're going to take you on a tour of the Welcome Garden and show you some of the things that are blooming right now. Currently, we have the zinnias that are showing up, so they're beautiful, annual. But they came from seeds, and we have one of our houses for bluebirds here. And this is winterberry. So winterberry is also one of the shrubs that you want to plant in your garden. It provides food source for birds and for pollinators. So we found that we have to give them a drink till they get established. So we have some goldenrod here that you might consider if you have a regular garden and you don't want to do a tall plant. This is fireworks.
We're proud of our welcome garden. Nature had taken over an Eagle Scout project of several years back, and so after the brush was removed, cardboard, then leaf mulch were laid down to provide a new planting area. As Wilma explained, this garden is an example of a small pollinator-friendly garden that blooms all 4 seasons. Past the welcome garden is the Ligonier community gardens with surrounding pollinator-friendly insectary borders and berms. This is Judy Ridgway, Master Gardener. She is going to tell us a little bit about the Ligonier community gardens that are in this bunch of gardens that we take care of. Go ahead, Judy, tell us.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Ligonier Community Garden. This is a garden for the public, and we have a hiking and biking trail that comes through here that goes all around Ligonier, and a lot of people come here and park and walk and they go through the gardens. And even though this is fenced off, this is open to the public. Everyone comes in here, they check out how all the raised beds are being utilized, and come in for a walk. You can check it out yourself. Each of the gardeners in here has a bed for $25 for the whole year, and they can plant whatever they want as long as it's organic and they take care of it. And we've got, I guess, about 18 beds here that are now full. Everything from tomatoes, and we're not doing eggplant. We've learned no eggplant in this garden. But we also have a back gate, and that leads to all the pollinator and the insectary berms. We had a Cub Scout troop come through here just last weekend, and we gave them a tour of everything inside and explained the garden and all the insectary beds that we water and maintain and plant for the public. And last year we had the Pollinator Palooza group come through here, and everyone toured all these gardens and learned so much. And one of the other things that we did last year, not just the Pollinator Palooza, we had our Master Gardener picnic meeting that was in August here, and everyone came, and anyone that's a Master Gardener is welcome to come here and help. We need weeding, we need watering, and all of these gardens that surround, not inside the fenced area, because those are taken care of by those that rent the spaces. But it is truly a public garden. Okay, and in this back section of the garden, we added 6 new beds this year, and I'm going to take you through the back gate to where all the insectary borders are living and where we maintain them. So in the back here, we have composting going on, and we're teaching all the community how to do composting. We have all these insectary beds that are back here, which Wilma Light is going to tell you all about. And you follow me over here. More and more and more of the insectary borders and pollinator gardens. And we have Deb Christopher over here near the straw bale garden, and she's going to tell you all about that.
This is Deb Christopher, Master Gardener, and she's sort of an expert on straw bale gardening, and there's a little corner in our Ligonier community garden on straw bale gardening. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yes, actually this is just a little demonstration of an alternative to a raised bed garden or an in-ground garden. It's vegetables planted in straw bales, and it can be very successful. There are lots of advantages. So we're having fun showing the public and showing children how easy it is to do.
Our leader, and she is the Master Gardener for many years. She loves to plant, and she has decided that an insectary border would be the perfect addition to a Ligonier community garden. And so it's been about a couple years now that we've had these insectary borders, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what's all involved and what's all involved in taking care of it too. So go ahead, Wilma.
All right. Because we have an organic community garden, we needed to have a way to attract beneficial insects. So we decided to plant pollinator attracting plants from spring through fall. And while we're doing it, it gives us the opportunity to show people you can have beautiful plants in your garden that are native and that really meet the needs of nectar and pollen for pollinators and beneficial insects. So for example, here we have some spring plants. This would be golden Alexander or Zizia. So it's more or less over at this point. And then we have lots of penstemon of different colors. And one of my favorites, this is Veronica. And here we're working into an area where we have plants for monarchs. So we have milkweeds here. And so we want to show people that we need to help them by providing plants for the caterpillars and plants for nectar. So here we have swamp milkweed, for example. A variety of different plants, a lot of monardas. We have coneflowers. And over here, we're going to show you the #1 plant in the Penn State trial, so if you want to follow me. We have planted a lot of pollinator plants around the perimeter, so the green are helpers. But our #1 plant is this plant. And it's not, until it gets its flower, it's not that impressive looking. They're just stiff goldenrod. So it's the most popular with pollinators the whole year, according to the studies they've done. And then down here, we got a lot of coreopsis. We love this one too. And then another extremely popular plant would be mountain mint. We have several kinds. This is clustered, and I believe that's Virginia mountain mint. So we have that. And while it's a little on the aggressive side, it doesn't look like much, but the pollinators like it. That's what counts. So we have more sunflowers. This is a false indigo or baptista. So it's a really nice one too.
So we have insectary borders on all parts of this Ligonier Community Gardens. And this is the one that is sort of up from the shed that has a lot of our equipment in. Wilma's going to show a little bit to you about what is in this garden and what you can do to help us in maintaining all of this that we're showing you in the Ligonier Community Gardens and insectary borders. So go ahead, Wilma.
Okay. Well, of course we have pollinator plants, but if you notice that here we have redbud, which is an extremely important plant for pollinators. And we have dogwood, so we have two of the really key shrubs. And when you're planting a garden, you have to think trees, maples, oaks, and redbuds, and service tree.
Hi, today we're speaking with Patty Schildkamp, a Master Gardener, and she's going to show us the nursery at the community garden area. Patty?
Hi. We had a lot of people working on this. First of all, we got a big mound, Wilma did, of leaf mulch. And it's a perfect type of soil for small little shoots that we have. You might notice that these are all small. We call this our nursery because it is the leftover small plants that we grew from our milk jug program. For example, here is one that was open but not planted yet. This is something that we all helped at in the fall after we harvested seeds from the surrounding gardens. We planted them in the milk jugs, closed them up with duct tape that's now too old, labeled them, and then they sat out in the snow for all winter. They need cold stratification. So in the spring when it warmed up, they started to germinate and grow. We put a lot of them in pots, a lot of them in our gardens, but we had so much left over because it's so successful that we have a nursery now of all of the leftover milk jug babies. This happens to be swamp milkweed. So we have them all labeled, and we're hoping the deer don't eat them. We're hoping they grow, and we're hoping we find homes for them one day. The Ligonier Community Garden and Sectary Beds have won awards, was a site for master gardening, public gardening, educational events such as the Pollinator Palooza, was a 2019 summer Westmoreland County Master Gardener meeting place, and it has provided seeds for harvesting and planting by local Ligonier students who have learned how to plant using these seeds and the winter sowing method. Leaving the Ligonier Community Garden and Sectary Beds and going back past the Ligonier Country Market and up the hill is the Loyalhanna Watershed Kitchen Garden. This garden, maintained by Wilma and her crew, currently provides produce for the local food bank, but will hopefully be another education area for children attending Loyalhanna Watershed programs in the future. A new native bee hotel with signage is already in place by the kitchen garden. The last demo garden in the Ligonier area is in the center of town. The YMCA Children's Garden and pollinator-friendly demo garden, planted and maintained by Master Gardener Mary Leppold. This is Mary Leppold, and she's a master gardener that's been working at the YMCA Children's Garden and one of the gardens along the side for years. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing all these years, Mary?
Okay. Well, first of all, this is normally the children help me plant these gardens. Unfortunately, this year because of COVID-19, that was not possible. But they're still going to reap the benefits of the vegetables and the pumpkins, hopefully. And we have one flower bed, one strictly vegetable bed, and this is our sunflower pumpkin patch right here. And there are a few other flowers in here as well. Okay. And the children come out and help. We always have them plant, and then sometimes they help harvest. And they like to count the pumpkins when they see them on the vines. So.
Thank you. Do you have any order to the flowers that you plant? Is it like a little pollinator-friendly garden in front of in front of the vegetable garden? They're so pretty.
All my gardens are always pollinator-friendly. This morning the bumblebees were working on the larkspur, and the honeybees were actually on the calendula.
Nice. So pretty.
Main demonstration garden. It's also mostly perennials. There are some annuals mixed in. Right now you can see that we have daylilies, daisies, calendula are the main things that are blooming. Some of the hostas are getting ready to bloom. Oak grass, coreopsis. This is a flowering mint, and these are orange cosmos, but an annual, but they are not blooming yet. Angela, Chithonia, bachelor buttons, a canna lily, marigolds, cosmos, zinnias.
Pretty.
And I started this garden 3 years ago with the permission from the YMCA, and it's become a real joy. And it's another pollinator garden. The honeybees were on it this morning on all the calendula. Okay. Help is always needed with watering, weeding, cutting back spent flowers, deadheading, and any innumerable things that need to be done.
So these are the Loyalhanna Watershed Farm and YMCA Demo Gardens of Ligonier. We are proud of what we have accomplished. Will you help us and join our Ligonier team? Thank you for listening.